G'day, legends. We're about to journey to a land of vibrant colors, ancient wisdom, and mind-blowing contradictions, India. You've seen the Taj Mahal, the Bollywood dance-offs, the mystical gurus. But beneath this dazzling surface lies a reality rarely seen by outsiders. Get ready to ditch the tourist brochures and dive deep into the heart of India. We're talking about the raw, the uncomfortable, the stuff that makes you question everything. From sanitation crises to crippling poverty, from spiritual purity to rampant pollution, we're confronting the hard truths that shape this complex nation. It's about understanding and shining a light on resilience. Buckle up, because things are about to get real. Let's talk toilets, shall we? Or rather, the lack thereof. Over 500 million people in India don't have access to a basic toilet. No porcelain throne, no flushing mechanism, no privacy. It's a full-blown health hazard. Open defecation contaminates water, spreads diseases, and puts millions at risk. Why not just build more toilets? It's not that simple. Cultural beliefs and caste systems play a huge role. Cleaning is seen as impure, a job for the lowest rungs of society. This stigma, combined with poverty and lack of awareness, creates a vicious cycle. This sanitation crisis hits women the hardest. Imagine waiting until nightfall to relieve yourself, risking safety and dignity due to no nearby toilet. This is the daily reality for countless women in rural India. They face threats of harassment and assault. It's a stark reminder of deep-rooted gender inequality. But amidst these challenges, there are glimmers of hope. Women are leading the charge for change. They are true warriors, fighting for safety and dignity. Ever wondered why Indians rarely use toilet paper? It's not just a cultural quirk. Water in the left hand are traditionally used for cleaning, often linked to beliefs about purity. In a land where water is often scarce, it's seen as more hygienic and eco-friendly. The left hand is reserved for hygiene. You'll never see an Indian eat with their left hand. It's a fascinating blend of tradition and practicality. Hold your breath, because we're heading to Delhi, one of the most polluted cities on Earth. The air here is thick with a toxic cocktail of vehicle fumes, industrial emissions, and construction dust. It's so bad that schools are often forced to close, flights are delayed, and residents walk around with masks on their faces, gasping for clean air. This pollution isn't just an inconvenience, it's a public health emergency. It's linked to respiratory problems, heart disease, and even cancer. The government is trying to tackle the issue with initiatives like odd-even car rationing and promoting cleaner fuels. But it's a monumental task, and the air remains heavy with the stench of progress and pollution. The Ganges River, a lifeline for millions, a sacred symbol of faith, and tragically, one of the most polluted rivers in the world. Hindus believe that bathing in the Ganges washes away sins and brings spiritual purification, but the reality is far from pure. Industrial waste, sewage, and even corpses are dumped into the river, turning its once pristine waters into a toxic soup. The government has launched ambitious cleanup efforts, but it's a Herculean task. The sheer volume of pollution combined with poverty, lack of awareness, and religious beliefs makes it a complex challenge with no easy solutions. India is drowning in its own garbage. Every year the country generates mountains of waste: plastic bottles, food scraps, electronic waste, you name it, they've got it. But here's the kicker. Most of this waste isn't properly managed. It ends up clogging rivers, piling up on streets, and creating breeding grounds for disease. The problem is compounded by a lack of infrastructure, inadequate waste collection systems, and a throwaway culture that's becoming increasingly prevalent. There are some glimmers of hope, with initiatives promoting waste segregation, recycling, and composting. But changing mindsets and tackling this garbage crisis requires a collective effort from every citizen. Remember the caste system we talked about earlier? Well, it rears its ugly head again when it comes to public sanitation. Many Indians still believe that cleaning is the job of the lower castes, a deeply ingrained prejudice that makes it difficult to foster a sense of collective responsibility for cleanliness. Imagine being told that cleaning your own neighborhood is beneath you, that it's someone else's problem. This attitude is a major roadblock to achieving widespread sanitation and hygiene. Breaking down these caste barriers and promoting the idea that cleanliness is everyone's responsibility is crucial for creating a healthier and more equitable society. Picture this: sprawling slums, teeming with life yet lacking the most basic necessities: clean water, sanitation, electricity. This is the reality for millions of Indians who flock to cities in search of a better life. But instead of opportunity, they often find themselves trapped in overcrowded slums, where poverty, disease, and despair run rampant. Children play amidst open sewers, families cook on makeshift stoves, and the stench of human waste fills the air. It's a stark reminder of the deep inequalities that plague India. While there are NGOs and government programs working to improve living conditions in slums, the sheer scale of the problem is overwhelming. In 2014, India launched an ambitious campaign called Swachh Bharat, or Clean India, aiming to make the country open defecation-free and improve sanitation. The government built millions of toilets, launched massive awareness campaigns, and even got celebrities on board to promote the message of cleanliness. While there's been some progress, the reality on the ground is often different. Many toilets remain unused due to lack of water supply, poor maintenance, or cultural resistance. Corruption, bureaucratic hurdles, and inadequate funding continue to plague the program. It's a classic case of good intentions colliding with the harsh realities of implementation. Here's a paradox for you. India, the land of spirituality and yoga, is also the world's largest consumer of whiskey. From high-flying businessmen to laborers seeking solace after a hard day's work, whiskey flows freely in India, often seen as a status symbol and a way to unwind. This rampant alcohol consumption, however, has a dark side. It's linked to domestic violence, health problems, and accidents. It also highlights the contradictions that exist within Indian society, the clash between tradition and modernity, spirituality and materialism. India is often hailed as a rising economic powerhouse, with gleaming skyscrapers and a burgeoning tech industry. But beneath this shiny veneer lies a darker reality, one of crumbling infrastructure, corruption, and shoddy construction. Collapsing bridges, buildings that crumble like biscuits, and airport ceilings caving in are all too common occurrences. These incidents expose the rampant corruption, lack of accountability, and poor oversight that plague India's rapid development. Healthcare in India is a tale of two extremes. On one hand, you have world-class private hospitals catering to the wealthy, with state-of-the-art equipment and highly skilled doctors. On the other hand, you have a crumbling public healthcare system that's woefully inadequate to meet the needs of millions. Rural areas lack basic healthcare facilities, forcing people to travel miles for even the most basic treatment. Even in private hospitals, corruption is rampant, with unnecessary surgeries, inflated bills, and kickbacks being commonplace. Education is often touted as the great equalizer, the key to breaking the cycle of poverty. But for millions of Indian children, quality education remains a distant dream. Many children, especially girls, are forced to drop out of school to work and support their families. Those who do attend school often face overcrowded classrooms, poorly trained teachers, and a lack of basic resources. So there you have it, mates. A glimpse into the complex and often contradictory reality of India. It's a land of vibrant culture and ancient traditions, but also of poverty, inequality, and struggle. It's a country striving for progress, but grappling with deep-rooted problems that threaten to derail its ambitions. It's a place that will challenge your perceptions, test your limits, and leave you with more questions than answers. This isn't just about pointing fingers or dwelling on the negative. It's about understanding the challenges, acknowledging the progress, and working towards a better future. It's about supporting organizations working on the ground, raising awareness, and challenging our own biases. It's about recognizing that change starts with each of us, with small actions that can make a big difference. India is a land that will stay with you long after you've left its shores. It's a land of contrasts, challenges, and triumphs. By looking beyond the tourist facade, by confronting the uncomfortable truths, we can begin to appreciate the resilience of its people and the hope that burns bright, even in the darkest of times. This journey through India has been eye-opening, hasn't it? If this deep dive into the heart of India resonated with you, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with your mates. Let's spark a conversation, challenge perceptions, and spread awareness about the realities facing millions. Remember, knowledge is power, and together, we can make a difference. Cheers, mates.